1, go ahead.
On this podcast, always speaking with our Foster, who is freaking, and the Silent with his sneaking. Upon this podcast, they come seeking with this audience that they listen. Shocked at Foster, who screams within his arms a flail and Shamrock's laughter. Silence darkness, which is after our poor Foster. Thus their craft has been fitted for an audience now admitted to the podcast for which they crave. For this podcast the hosts then gave, not without the hurried squawking, with the hosts that are now talking, for the audience that have come flocking, for Pro Perks Podcast. Episode something. This is Foster
11.
the Canadian, GreyShamrock, Silent.
Strange that reference to Poe is strangely relevant to a series that just finished.
Well,
The following,
I'm glad
which
that
had
you,
like
got
the worst
reference.
ending. It was a good series, but it had literally the worst ending to anything I've ever seen.
I'm not familiar with it. What was it like?
It has Kevin Bacon.
Ooh,
Oh.
okay.
Lost.
Kevin
I'm gonna look
Bacon!
him up now.
So, yeah, that's my intro this week. Now, we've got a lot of things to talk about. This is Pro Perks Podcast. Great. What episode of the Pro Perks Podcast is this?
Number 11! Welcome back, ladies
Yay!
and gentlemen.
You know
Yeah,
what's
Kevin
interesting
Bacon.
about the number 11 is it is the first number after 10.
It is. I expected Kevin Bacon to be cuter. Holy fuck, dude.
What?
This guy's fugly.
It's so cute.
Never.
I talk shit about Kevin Bacon.
What?
He's a national treasure.
I don't
No,
understand why you thought he'd be...
We're not getting back into Nicolas
It's
Cage
Kevin Bacon.
talk.
Don't make fun of Kevin Bacon.
But I don't get... Okay, anyway, so we got a lot of cool stuff to talk about, don't we? First off, we going to talk about Titanfall beta?
Yeah, in fact, you guys are seeing Titanfall gameplay right now from the beta. I had at least 10 games that's going to be set up and in the timeline right now. So you guys will probably be seeing some Titanfall gameplay. Now, I know, Foster, you were playing it on Xbox One
I was.
Sunday?
Sunday? No, I was actually playing just, I was playing 2 days before it closed. So I played day before it closed and then the day it closed. I was
Sunday and Monday. Or no. Yeah, Sunday and Monday. Because
Alright.
it closed down on Tuesday, the 19th, I think. But yeah, I got started late as well. I got started about the same time. I got my Xbox One code at about 12 at night Saturday, so Sunday. I noticed a lot of people were tweeting out their codes. Ask for a PC code, got an Xbox One instead. Here's my code. I don't know why people were doing that. Like,
No, hold on. You're the guy that has on his Skype, hey, guys, message me if you want to get in the beta.
yeah, I was gonna give you my Origin account information so you can download it yourself and play.
Is that
I mean, there's
legal?
nothing confidential on it.
Is that legal?
That's legal. I gave you permission. Fuck off, EA.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm leasing this game. Fuck off.
What?
But no, what you should have done if you got an Xbox One code instead of PC or vice versa is email Origin. Like, they had a specific email category, or I don't know how to explain it, but they pretty much had everything set up specifically for the Titanfall beta because they knew they were fucking up. And so if you contacted them with the Xbox One or PC code, they will switch it out for you within 2 hours. I got mine at like 1:36, so about an hour and a half later after I emailed them. So yeah, as soon as I got it, I started playing.
All right, should we talk right away about the impressions of the game, the first impressions of it? Or do
I
you want to
definitely
go
think so.
about
No, I
how the
definitely
beta
think so.
performed?
It's a beta. I mean, obviously a beta is going to perform like a beta.
I do have to give them pretty big prompts, though, because I feel like that was... it was one of the most fluid betas that I've ever been a part of.
A lot of people were saying, like, yeah, there's going to be some bugs. I mean, the developers on their own blog, they were talking about how there's going to be a lot of bugs. I never saw them. I really never experienced any of them. I did, I wasn't impressed with the interior of my Titan. I wasn't. It was cartoonish. I didn't like that. But yeah, I really didn't see any of the bugs. Did you, Foster?
I ran into a bug where I got stuck and I couldn't move. But aside from that, like, that's something that isn't too bad. Like, I couldn't move, and then I got killed, and then I respawned. I actually killed 3 people before I respawned, though, because that was I was good. I was really good.
Were you on the PC or Xbox?
Xbox One, like I said. I wanted to experience it on a system that was optimized, because I'm not sure... like with PC, you can really go either way. Even if you have a really good gaming PC, it might not be optimized for what you're using. That being said,
I'm going to cut you off there though because I just want to say something real quick, and then I'll let you continue. But
okay, Kanye.
Xbox One, let's just say it's not particularly optimized as it should be.
Yeah, but it's standard. I'm not going to run into someone that's performing at a better level than me.
Okay.
That's what I was going at.
Fair enough. I like that.
So that's what I want to play it on, and I like that they gave you a tutorial at the beginning, like here's how to wall run and all that. That being said, the gameplay overall, I'm hoping that they're holding out on us. I know they are. I know they're holding out on us because they have screenshots of things that we didn't even know about, like the monsters.
I sent Silent the article. Did you read it, Silent? Did you see any of it? Yeah, it was just if you shot at him, looked at him, or just were at the wrong place at the wrong time.
You're looking at me? Are you looking at me?
Yeah, and it just zooms into their eye.
What I really was happy with was all the Titans voiced by Robert De Niro.
Mm-hmm.
But something that disappointed me about the game, because I really do want to talk about it, wasn't the outstanding, this is going to be the best game of all time that people are talking about. That's unrealistic. I had a lot of fun, but the people who played the game, the people that I was talking to, it's 100% bros. It's bros and squeakers. It's, yo, bro, you got to go over, we got to coordinate this, bro. Listen up, okay? Now hold on, 420 blaze it, YOLO. It annoyed the hell out of me. I wanted to have like an actual talk about the game, but people were just dickheads.
It's okay, you got us.
Yeah, I do. Sure, wonderful. It was to a point where I was reminiscing about how great it was when people just used to use racial slurs at me while playing Halo. It got bad. It was really bad. Well, and there were people who, like, I'm, it was my first day playing the game. I wasn't doing too well right off the bat. I was getting killed a lot. I had teammates who were trash-talking me pretty hard, which, I deal with, I joke around a lot about. But when it was going on game after game, and it just, the audience that is playing Titanfall, at least in the beta, man, it's the kind of people that when you go to a movie theater, they ruin the movie because they're laughing at all the serious parts and they're making fun of it. I just want to freaking watch it.
Nope. Okay, so me and Silent have.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that my experiences were invalid.
Well, they are to an extent. Now, Silent, you remember whenever we talked about free-to-play games? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, we came to the conclusion, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Silent, but we came to the conclusion that free-to-play games offer a lot of different things, but what they also attract, right next to a different type of economy system in the gaming scene, they also attract assholes because guess what? It's free-to-play game, and it's most likely optimized from low end all the way up to high end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Silent, like, you were the one that told me this, and I really didn't see it until you pointed it out. It's rather free-to-play or all the douchebags come in and they just ruin your experiences. It's one of those two for each free-to-play game. There's no in between. It's one of those two, and maybe a little bit of it, and maybe a little bit of different things inside of it that ruin the gaming experience for you. Titanfall was an open beta for the Xbox One users, and it was open beta for two and a half days. You're right, Foster. The audience that was playing that was fucking assholes. But that's because it was attracting people that were just looking for something to do on a Saturday night, a Sunday morning, whatever. If it was $60 game and it was released right then and there, whenever you got your code or whenever I got my code, all those assholes would have been outside.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. There's a lot of people that you're telling me that game look, there always will be assholes. A certain audience.
But the thing that Foster, there always will be assholes. That's the truth. But it's going to be severely decreased since there's $60 to pay because you got to buy that game in order to be a douchebag. So, what were you gonna say?
Well, let me switch it around on you because I know, like, when I first played Call of Duty games, when Call of Duty 4 and then World at War came out, it was the same audience that I don't like. It was the bro audience that was in your face when you lost, and when you won, they were making fun of you for having no life. Flip that around, and I've played video games, like if you play Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, you will run into really passionate, like-minded people, well, like-minded to myself. And I went in Mass Effect 3, and the people there, they just wanted you to have a good time. Like, I was like, hey, this is, I haven't played Mass Effect 3 multiplayer yet. Can you tell me anything? I ran into about 50 different people my first night playing Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. Every single one of them was courteous, kind, and they showed me the ropes of the game.
You Canadians just love each other.
In Titanfall, I was looking for a similar thing. I get in there. I'm like, hey, this is my first time. What do I need to know? Immediately, because Canadian is in my gamer tag, people start mocking Canada. There was a chant going at one time. USA! USA! We're on the same team! We're on the same team! I want to play Titanfall! Help me play Titanfall! And then because no one was helping me, I was getting my ass kicked, and then, you suck! Quit! Quit the beta! Are you old? Quit the beta! Like, what is happening?
Yeah, that's bad. I think you just ran into assholes. Like what? Okay, so
it was the entire beta. I didn't run into one nice person the entire beta.
It's completely different for me because I was on PC. So as you know, not everyone gets a PC that comes with a mic. So I walked into a lobby with a couple. I want to say, I don't know. I guess Brazilians, and they were speaking some Portuguese, some Spanish.
Yeah.
But that was pretty much it. Those are the only people that were fucking talking. And
I want those people. Where are those people when I'm playing? I want the silent type that are foreign.
I mean, silent. You
the silent type.
You didn't take part in this, right? Like in any way, or no?
Nope.
No. Well, what betas have you been a part of in the past?
We had a lot of fun playing the Bad Company 2 beta.
Yeah,
and that was ages ago. Holy shit!
Oh, that Bad Company 2 beta. I actually made some friends off that beta. They're still on my friends list today.
Oh wow! GG.
I don't know. I definitely believe that I just had a bad experience, and I don't think that'll be something that is constant in Titanfall. That being said, that was not a good first impression.
I mean, yeah, you got a point there, Foster, but I think I'm sticking by what I said. It's an open, free-to-play beta. People are from all around will come around to play it just because. Yeah. Just because it's free and just because they have nothing else to do. And because it's hyped. Everyone knows there's some hype of Titanfall. Yeah. Now, what I will say is outside of the community, or inside, I guess you could say, outside of that and inside the gameplay itself. All right,
let's get the community out of the way. Let's just talk about the core of the game, which it's a good idea. It's a much more unique take than I thought it was going to be.
I thought it was mainly going to be Call of Duty and with a lot of Source Engine, because I heard a lot of people saying since it's running off Source Engine, it felt like a Source Engine. It really didn't. It felt like a Halo game in some aspects, more so than COD.
Yeah,
or any source.
That I like about Titanfall is the even though they're crap and I don't think one person ever died from them, the NPCs in Titanfall, I love that they added them because
those
it makes
fuckers
the game feel
always
a lot bigger.
So what they were so to the viewer, what they were mainly for was to point horror, to tell you that you're going in the right direction, to add more to the gaming experience, to be more immersive. And just in general, just to give you more points, just to get you further to your Titan, just to get you further into the leaderboards. Those fuckers, whenever I was recording or
he was killed by one.
Were you?
Yeah.
You were killed by one? How did you get killed by?
Though,
they're grunts, dude.
Yeah, they are. They're shit, and I feel bad for them. But while I was streaming or recording, I'm like, man, do I go after these grunts? Because that may look bad on video, like, oh man, this guy sucks, he's going after fucking grunts, I want to see this guy fucking snap some fucking pilots' necks. Like, that's what I had in my mind. Like, people were telling me if I were to upload just a grunts only fucking match, like, just me going around and that's fun. It really was fun. It was cool to see like a battle in front of you while you're taking on a pilot head to head here. You're jumping off of walls. Whoever has the best shot was winning, and that's one thing that
the thing about
really struck.
the grunts is you get your stuff faster.
There was really a huge learning curve between using the game as if you're playing Call of Duty and using the walls and your double jump to your advantage. That was one thing I noticed.
Again, that being said, I don't know, it doesn't have the gravity of a game that is going to kill off Call of Duty or Halo or any of that. It doesn't have that gravity to it. It's a fun game, but it doesn't have the gravity of Battlefield, of Call of Duty, of Halo. It doesn't feel that way. I could be wrong, and this could end up being like a game that lasts for years and years, but you look at Call of Duty 4 and how long that game lasted, how long its lifespan was. Halo 3 lasted 4 years at least. Halo 2 lasted almost a decade. They had to shut it down before people stopped playing it. It was... maybe games have changed and that games don't have the shelf life that they once had, but I don't feel like this is going to be a game that's going to last that long. They're going to have to shove out a sequel in the next year or two to kind of keep the franchise relevant.
Right there. That's exactly what I was going to cut into. When there was a lot of interviews, like Jack Fraggs asked in an exclusive interview, is it esports compatible? Is it modding compatible, friendly, supportive?
Yeah.
And he asked all these different questions that we want to know. Is it going to be like Left 4 Dead 2, where throughout the years we can mod it, it'll be a whole new game, or Call of Duty, where it'll be esports friendly? And the community manager, I can't remember her name, she said, we're afraid neither of those things are true.
Ooh.
We're not focusing on esports as that's a very small demographic, which I don't know if that's true or not. She may have been speaking out of her ass at that time because it was a real casual interview. She wasn't in front of a monitor. She wasn't on Skype, etc. It's a really different topic whenever you really look at who's going to be playing your game. And she came back with this reply. She said, we're not looking to make a groundbreaking game right out the gate. We're going to be looking at what's going to be happening in the next game, or what's happening in the next game.
Oh man, that disappoints me.
Talking out her ass, basically.
That there were elements of that, Silent. That's true, but at the same time, she does have a point to an extent. Like, she's right. We're not like... None of us here are going to be opening up a new series on our channels, or if we were developers, none of us are going to be making a game and expect it to be groundbreaking and the very best it can be right out the gate. We want to make sure that
Bungie.
We're going to be making sure that we're going to be catering to the right crowd if we're going to be doing this for that crowd. We're going to make sure that if it's esports friendly, esports is going to be paying attention to it, and it's not just there's a theater mode in it in case you want to actually use that. It's going to be for esports. It's going to be 50-50 for esports. You know what I mean? It's not just going to be an add-on. It's going to be surrounded and oriented around... That's weird. That sounded weird. Around esports or whatever it may be, modding compatibility. Yeah. It's really... This is the first trial run, really, and we're going to see how it goes, and we're going to see where it takes them, and that's pretty much it.
I don't know. I feel like that is a really crappy way to look at what is supposed to be this revolutionary title. Like, maybe not so much in the first one, but we'll see in Titanfall 2.
I think that was definitely the best she could have said at that time, though. Now, Foster, you remember whenever you went to the tutorial and your pod opened up and he said, you have this amount of time to get your shit, get out. Yeah. There's a lot of things just in that sequence that you're like, there's a lot of Depp in this room, just in this room. There's so
much Johnny Depp in that room.
No, but really, there's just a lot of different things in that room that's Halo-like, really, that has a story behind itself, like how advanced are we, what year is this, etc. And I think what Titanfall will be, it'll be a good game, of course, but it's going to be a trial run, and it's going to be setting up the framework. This is going to be a demographic and a census taker to an extent, just to see where
it's not going to be the revolutionary title that people are hyping it up to be. See, and that's becoming extremely relevant. Yeah, like people a couple months ago You brought up Titanfall. It's the greatest game of all time already. 2014 Game of the Year, Game of the Decade, best game of all time. Now it's, we'll see what Titanfall 2 is like. It's promising, but it's not that revolutionary leap like they were hyping it up to be. And you gotta blame...
we? I mean, who's
I'd
they?
say Respawn. I'd say that they have
Respawn?
hyped this game up ridiculously.
You're right, and that may be just what shoots them in the head. But at the same time, though, they weren't answering to the people that they are now. Jack Frags or Mark of J, any of these YouTubers that are doing interviews, that are on those community managers' asses and keep constantly asking them these questions, they weren't answering to. They weren't answering, is it modding compatible, supportive? Is it going to support me if I want to do a different texture pack or this and that? Is it going to have a lot of DLC in it? Is it going to be esports friendly? Because that wasn't in the question, or for the most part, wasn't a relevant question at that time. It was just something in the distant future that we were all hoping was going to be even more badass as a
The way that they're bringing this up, they're talking about, this is really setting up a franchise, then, I'll buy Titanfall 2. They're not giving me enough reasons at this point. Maybe, I don't know, the screenshots that they've had really intrigued me, that there's something else there. There's a wall that they're going to tear down that I'm hoping will be the reason that I buy the game. But right now, it's kind of hard to get excited for a game that's been this overhyped, and they've really brought it down for me.
You're right, Foster, but if you're going to go to that extent and take back your hand and say, I'm not going to help you guys, you're hurting them more than anything now. Because, like I said, this is a trial run. They're trying to figure out who is their audience right now.
First game, can't say the first game is a trial run. The beta is the trial run.
No, it isn't, because that's a part of the first game. Foster,
you're part of the new generation. Silent and I are part of a generation before yours, where when we bought a game, it was finished. It was ready. It was everything that
I was a part of that generation too, Foster.
You weren't. Listen, when
remember some of those fucking games.
Look, Silent and I remember the release of Half-Life. That was a revolutionary leap.
Yeah,
Halo,
I agree.
That was a revolutionary leap.
Graphics, engine, mechanics, just everything was revolutionary about House of Cards. House of Life. Oh shit, Half-Life. Silent, what were you going to say? You were going to say something?
No, I was just mocking you.
Okay, whatever. Anyway,
but
look, Foster, they're
say,
trying to get a feel for what. And look, I'm not defending them. I'm not defending them, saying, "Oh, it's okay that you don't have high hopes for your own game, even though 5 years ago, or 2 years ago, or 1 year ago, or 6 months ago, you were ecstatic about your own game and bullshitting yourself about how awesome it was." Look, Foster,
was in a trial for Halo 2.
Look, you're right. You were absolutely right, Foster. And you know what? Maybe this game isn't finished. I'm not defending them. What I'm saying here is, look, right now in the first Titanfall, or whatever the next Titanfall is going to be called, I don't know. Maybe it's not even a trilogy.
Titanfall.
A series. Yeah. Maybe it's Titan Rise.
I like the idea of calling the sequel.
What I'm saying here is, what this first game is going to be is it's going to be a blind leap. It's going to be a good game, of course. I think we can both agree on that. It's going to be a good game to an extent. But what it will not be is a COD killer. It will not be a Battlefield killer, a Halo killer, a Destiny.
At this point, the only thing that can kill Call of Duty is
it won't be. It'll die off. It really will. It won't be any of these things because they don't know who they're catering to. They don't know if we should go for esports completely, or if we should go for average Joe over here that gets high on the weekends and just likes to play with his friends. We don't know who we're going for. That's their mindset.
I want to take a step back though and say that I'm not the kind of person that only buys top-tier games. There are a lot of games out there that aren't Game of the Year, that aren't even funny, that I love.
I played Resogun. I'm not prejudiced.
Yeah, I'll take a game that wasn't that I've been playing a lot lately because it was free back in January for 360, which is Sleeping Dogs. And Sleeping Dogs is a great game. It's not Game of the Year 2012 when it came out. It's not this revolutionary title, but I had a lot of fun with what it was, and I'm sure I'll have the same amount of fun with Titanfall. I'm just sick of people preaching that this is the second coming of
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
I was going to say Jesus. I was going to name a fantastic game series like Half-Life, but whatever.
Look, you know what? I think we can both agree it's going to be a good game to an extent. Silent, I think whenever you see full gameplay, that you're gonna see a different game than what was hyped out to be. Like I think all of us are definitely gonna see a
Oh,
different.
I've seen full gameplay.
I mean, like full gameplay where it was released completely. People are unlocking.
Yeah, they're
every single
definitely
thing.
they're
So,
definitely keeping a lot of stuff.
yeah, in the beta there was a
behind closed
shit
doors.
ton that you couldn't unlock. I know the burning cards. Do you remember the cards
Yeah.
that you would select, and then it would give you an option to burn in between the games or in game? I mean,
I'm
there
guessing
was
those
one
don't
that-
carry over.
yeah, they do. They do.
Oh, they do. Good.
Yeah, they.
Oh,
Oh
good.
no, not to the full game. I meant like
Oh.
game to game. But,
Damn it,
no.
dude! I didn't use any.
And I didn't either because I didn't want to. But the
I
burning
did. I
cards.
thought that you could save them.
No. Back to the burning cards. Nothing's gonna carry over to the full game anyway.
No, I'm like I was honestly
burning cards.
saving
You can
them for,
unlock
day
something.
3. I didn't know the beta would end.
Via the burning cards that was a Titan, like so to say. It was a Titan chassis, a type of Titan, really, just a model. And this one, I can't remember what it was called. I remember a YouTuber did a video on it. It was pretty OP compared to the others, so maybe it was just a burning card VIP or executive or exclusive. There we go.
Yeah.
But it looked.
Hold on, I
really
like
cool.
the idea of executives getting a special card that no one else can use.
I really wanted to see two things. I want to see two DLCs. I want to see one where it's a steampunk Titan, where it's like a furnace type.
I'm done with
Yeah, I want to see that, and instead of nuclear energy it runs on, because that's what Titans run on. I want to see it run off of like coal. It has a furnace. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I also want to see an AT-AT in Titanfall. I want to see that.
That would be cool.
Yeah, it would be.
Can we transition to the Frostbite engine?
Definitely. So Silent. I just want to ask Silent here. Have you played the Mass Effect series?
No.
Okay. Foster, I believe, is the only one here that has. Then.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now Frostbite engine is the engine developed by DICE for the Battlefield series.
And soon the.
Well, hold on. First, because I'm transitioning this way, is Star Wars Battlefront.
That's where I was headed, actually. That's where I was headed. Yeah, go on.
But even more exciting than that is, it's going to be used in Mass Effect 4! It's going to be space, sci-fi, super... Commander Shepard, you need to take this Normandy onto a star that's going to blow up, and then it's going to be aliens raining in the sky, and there's going to be explosions, and you can blow up buildings in massive...
What you're not seeing, listeners, is the massive erection Foster has as he's saying this.
Yeah, well, and not only that, in Dragon Age Inquisition, the new Dragon Age game, they're using the Frostbite engine, and it looks like they're using it in really cool ways, and utilizing it in ways that Battlefield couldn't, because, you don't have magic and dragons in Battlefield.
Could you give us an example so I can look it up?
I don't know if
But you do
there's
have dinosaurs.
footage of this yet, but I heard developers say that you're going to be able to take fireballs to a forest and watch trees burn around you, and collapsing villages, that kind of thing.
Whoa.
Which sounds really cool. I'm not sure how it will work. That quote was from a while back. I'll try to find it for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea of using Frostbite with Mass Effect, a series that is... It's Star Trek. It's Star Trek the series, just without Star Trek as the title. And utilizing that with the most realistic engine as far as the way it interacts with the environment, I'm really excited about that. I'd love to see ships that you can take out chunks, and maybe you lose a chunk of your ship and you have to deal with that for a while. You can rebuild, that kind of thing. Maybe my mind is running off in crazy directions with the potential of this, but I love the series, I love the engine, and I'm excited for the future of Mass Effect. And Dragon Age, for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, with different, like, the Frostbite engine is probably one of the best out right now. If I'm wrong there, you can tell me. I think the Source engine is
one
the
of
best.
the newest engines.
Huh?
Frostbite is also one of the newer engines out there.
Yeah, that's true. I think Source engine, however, is still a competitor to it because it's so easy to modify, and because Titanfall, like I said, is based off of it. There's a shit ton of games that are based off of it.
Well, I mean, you look at Valve and what they've done with the Source engine, and it's crazy.
It really is. Silent.
Yes.
Now, I've asked you about this before, but if he's had Battlefield 4, which he said no, unfortunately, because I would love to stream with him, but no, can't do that. And he said no, he doesn't have it. Silent, can your PC run Frostbite engine software
No.
like Battlefield 4?
Well, I'm sure it can run.
I would have
like
Battlefield 4 if I
Frostbite 1
could.
and 2.
Say
Like
that again,
Frostbite-
Silent.
Yeah.
I would have it if I could,
Mm.
but I
See,
can't.
Foss-
So I don't.
See, I mean, I had my Alienware laptop right to my right here and my PS4 and my computer and my Astros.
Okay,
and
yeah,
my
brag
controller,
about it.
and my Xbox and my stuff. Anyway,
And I've got a pile of money. I use it to wipe my mouth with the gold bars that I eat.
Yep.
You freak.
The Alienware laptop, even an Alienware laptop X12, cannot run Battlefield 3. And it can run on low settings, brand new,
Battlefield
doesn't
3?
have anything downloaded with all its RAM, everything. It can't run Battlefield 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 3
Okay.
on 60 FPS on low settings. It can. I mean, okay, yeah, but not on high settings or above.
All right.
I'm for innovation. I'm for better graphics because that's just an add-on
Yeah.
to me. Better
Better-
graphics don't dictate
It's
what
all
kind of
about
game.
immersion. Better
Yes,
graphics.
exactly. I'm for innovation in general, though. But I want to make sure that if you're going to be innovating, I don't want people that only have Titans or Titan Blacks or 780 Ti's or 770s and
We're
above.
talking now about computers, not Titans from
Yeah,
Titan.
well, yeah, exactly. Thank you, Foster.
Just to clarify, because I had a
yeah.
conversation today that showed that not everyone knows as much about computers as I do.
Yeah, but yeah, I want to make sure that with innovation...
That
comes
wasn't bragging, though. I
stabilization.
was called a nerd, and it made me sad.
Yeah, Foster told me about it. It was kind of sad. But yeah, I want to make sure with innovation comes stabilization throughout all different
Great
types of
innovation
games.
comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
No.
Say again? Wait, say that again, Silent?
So with great innovation comes great responsibility.
I don't think that's true, but okay. I mean, here's where I'm coming from. If you're going to innovate, that's great.
You just have
Go
to
ahead.
argue, don't you?
But
Innovation, responsibility? No!
look, innovation is a great thing, but it can't just be for the 10% of people that have 780 Ti's or above. If it's going to be innovative, it has to be innovative across the board for it to be completely successful. I mean, it's not going to be... If you're going to innovate as much as Titanfall has, you're not going to be better than Battlefield last year. You're not going to be better than... Okay, you'll be better than COD last year, but you're not going to be better than Battlefield or Halo or Destiny or, games like that are innovating entire series. Games that are just coming out, like Destiny, we'll be seeing that later this year. We're going to be seeing a lot of different games that are groundbreaking, and if you do not innovate enough, and I'm saying innovate a shit ton,
Yeah.
then
You sound like Peter Molyneux right now. I'm captivated. And then I'll be disappointed.
you will probably fall behind. And let alone if you're leaving out people that don't have $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 like Silent or me or Foster here to spend on a computer. What?
We don't have that much to spend on a computer.
That's what I just said. We don't have that much money.
I thought you said...
If you're going to be leaving out people that don't have that money, like you, Silent, me, to spend on a computer that won't go obsolete within 3 months, you're not really catering to everyone like you want to.
But I think a large portion of the Titanfall audience, from at least the beta numbers, is on the consoles. Maybe it's because they made it more accessible. You click to download on the Xbox One. But the numbers on the consoles were way, way bigger than the number of people that were playing Titanfall on the PC.
Yeah, I agree, because the PC... Silent.
Mm-hmm.
You would agree, along with me here, that with PC games, there's a lot of flexibility, but in all reality, if you want to run it like how the developer intends it to be ran, and you don't have that ability, you're kind of falling behind. Would you agree to that?
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
The developer sets up all these optimizations that are meant to be for the best playability, but in reality, it feels like if you don't have that hardware like I do with a Titan, I mean, like I don't have a Titan, but if you're like me where I don't have a Titan and I want to play Battlefield 4 on ultra settings, it feels like you're not getting that experience. With Titanfall, or any game for that matter.
Well, anyone that's running on a better system is going to be able to kick your ass if you're chugging along.
But that's okay. That's okay. Because guess what? The question is always arised. can this computer really, like, can computers keep innovating whenever there's so much to innovate for, whenever there's 660 still out there, and that's an okay graphics card. That's actually what I'm running right now, and it runs pretty well, versus a Black Titan, or a Titan Black. I mean, there's so much, like, space. There's a huge gap in between these two graphics cards. How can these PCs keep up their innovation with their gaming if there's so much to cover? And you see how, there's low settings and there's ultra settings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
I would love for, like, now with the consoles that we have, wouldn't it be great to be able to switch around the settings a little bit? On the Xbox One to go, you know what, let's see how this runs if I lower the settings a little bit. Maybe it's just because I feel privileged with the PC and being able to tinker, like who needs shadows? I don't want shadows.
Oh. Well, no,
like
I like VSync. Yeah, I mean, I like
VSync would be cool.
No, I mean, the thing is, okay, so here's one thing I had a problem with in the beta. I don't think they had the VSync set out correctly. I don't know if that's the case.
It did feel that way to me too. And there was
it was really jittery.
Yeah.
That was the problem with mine on PC. Whenever you turned off VSync, because it was double buffered, that's the highest you can go. There was just buffered and then double buffered and then off. I went with off and it felt alright. I never have screen tears since I have a very nice monitor, so I don't need VSync.
Well, now, anti-aliasing, I'd like to be able to tinker around with that because I don't feel like that was optimized on Xbox One. Not sure how you feel.
Yeah.
Everything felt like it had real... I don't know how you describe it. The edges weren't right.
Yeah, they're going to be tinkering with a lot of stuff over the next month, or actually less than a month. But until then, what we can talk about is definitely... It looked weird. I couldn't... Yeah. I don't know if it's me mentally or not, but I couldn't tell the difference from a pilot and a grunt in...
Well, they're working with 5 different systems that they've got to account for, which I don't like that either. That's where
the last thing came in. There's so much to cover whenever you're innovating, quote unquote.
I want
that you got to make sure that you're covering them all equally.
I want a game that comes out and says, "Look, we're not going to sacrifice anything just so we can get the people who still have a PlayStation 3 and a 360. I want there to be a company out there that takes charge, takes the lead, and says, "No, look, we're going to make a game that utilizes these brand new consoles to their potential." We haven't seen that.
I agree with you, but what I will cut in with is, look, there are some kids out there, or not even kids, in Brazil, and this is from IGN, a credible source. In Brazil, if you want to buy an Xbox One, that is $1,200 right there. There are some kids here in the U.S., here in anywhere across the states, in Europe, in Canada, in Mexico. They can't afford PS4s. They can't afford Xbox Ones. Hell, there are people like me, Silent, and you that can't afford them, but we can't fucking find them.
You can't take away cars because people who are riding horses are going to be mad.
No, Foster, that's not how it works.
I know, I just said you can't.
Two different things.
No,
this
listen.
Technology, those are horses.
Technology.
I'm just kidding with
you, technology.
Look, no, Foster, what I'm saying is, I have a soft spot, in other words, for people that do not upgrade on a yearly basis like me and you. We do not have, we're privileged to have the ability to say, I want this and that, and I can go out for it. I can get that if I work hard for it. We're privileged. All 3 of us in this chat right now are privileged.
My heater's broken. I'm freezing my nuts off.
Foster, I don't want to hear. Be grateful for what you have. But look.
I can't feel my toes.
Look, I think whenever...
You don't have any toes.
What?
Yeah, Foster, it's crazy.
No, listen.
I think there's an extent.
After
a year or two, hold on, Foster. I think after a year or a year and a half, developers can start saying that. People, the developer of Order of 1886 can say, look, we're only going to be doing this for the PS4 only and the PC. Yeah. I think that's okay. But right out the gate, if you're going to say, you know what, we're only making Titanfall for the PC and Xbox One. That's not fair.
Generation except this one. How come
Foster, because that's not fair. There is a
listen, it was fair when the Super Nintendo came out. It was fair when the N64 came out. It was fair when the PlayStation 2 came out. It was fair when the PlayStation 3 comes out. Now that the PlayStation 4 is out, now it's not fair. You're changing.
They were still making PlayStation 2 games until a year ago.
And see, there's a lot of people, Foster,
you can still keep making games for it, but I mean, the game industry has to finally transition out of this generation. We've been in this generation longer than any generation since the original Nintendo.
You know what? You're right, Foster. And guess what? Guess what the reason is for? Profit. That's the whole reason. It's all for capitalism. If we can get 2 million people on Xbox 360, why not? At least half of them will buy it. Am I right? Of course, I'm not serious about that. But if we can get just a little bit of money out of them, and we're actually cutting cost on development because we're not going out of our way to make a whole new engine or modify an existing engine to a different extent, why not? Yeah, and I think that's their line. I agree with you, Foster. We should transition out of a generation to the next one within a year. Give them a year, get the fuck out of that generation. We're done. It's the past
Xbox One if I can play every game on the 360? Why isn't Microsoft saying, let's make a reason to buy the Xbox One? I played Dead Rising 3 times now. Give me another game. I'll buy it. I want to buy a game that I can only get on my Xbox One or on a high-end PC. I don't want to play a game that I have a 360 for. I don't want to feel like I could have just been without it.
You're asking for a game that a lot of people ask for, but in reality, if a developer were to do that, that would be a stupid move. Because if they're going out for high-end PCs, or Xbox Ones, or PS4s, or that smaller than 1% Wii U's, they are going to be, modifying an existing engine beyond what they were going to before, which will cost more. They will be creating an all-new engine, which, of course, will be nice if someone else uses it, so that way they can get some money off of that. But that will also cost an extreme amount. And it takes time. It takes real time to sit down and say, all right, gamers, what do you want? Do you want better graphics, a better engine, a better storyline? What? It takes time.
You ready for this? I'm about to blow your mind. No, I'm about to blow your mind. 2014 is 1 year after the Xbox One releases, and we're still seeing all these games still going on the 360. When the 360 was released, 2006, the year after it was released, we saw Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. We saw Saints Row. We saw Dead Rising. We saw...
Saints 4 sucked.
What? That's not right.
Go on,
we saw Gears of War. We saw these games that you could only get on the 360 that were crazy. I want to have that. How come the 360, year after it comes out, you get these 4 games that are exclusive to the next generation of consoles that are incredible, and then with the Xbox One, it's we're still going the 360.
See, okay, so now that you brought up Gears of War, and what I can say about Gears of War is because it was so great, it was because the studio was funded by Microsoft. Epic Studios.
That's what I'm asking. Why isn't Microsoft doing this?
It wasn't completely funded by Microsoft. I realize that, but to an extent, it was funded a lot by Microsoft, and they were aided with Microsoft employees and developers. Now, what I will say though is, Foster, I think what you're bringing up is a whole new question. It's a whole new question of the developer. Is our developer actually willing to go out of the way to make a good game and to be the very best they can, or are they just going to sit back and try and profit as much as possible, which in turn will make them go back to the last generation as well as next generation to cater to?
Here's the thing. If Epic went out and made Gears of War for the original Xbox and then not made the advancements that they did, they wouldn't have profited as much because it created this new flagship franchise. Why don't we see Microsoft trying to push this? The original Xbox launched with Halo. The 360, we get Gears of War. We get Dead Rising. With the Xbox One, we get still Dead Rising and other games that we can play on the 360. We don't have that system seller that launched the 360, that launched the Xbox. I want to know why. Where is it?
Yeah, you're right, and that's where it comes back to the question I proposed.
Destiny is going to be on last generation of consoles. You look at Dragon Age Inquisition, last generation. Titanfall, last generation.
Because it's too early to transition into the next one.
It wasn't too early a year after the 360 launched.
Because
I'm not asking for them
like
right now. I'm asking for 2014 to have some games that are exclusive to this generation.
You know what?
Money.
Yeah, it's all about the money. But at the same time, Foster, Gears of War, it was exclusive to PC. It was only exclusive to the 360, not the PC.
It was on
or
PC.
PlayStation. No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Gears
No,
of War was
wasn't.
on the PC.
I will fucking
Gears
look
of
it
War
up.
1 was on the PC.
You
Yep.
fucking liars.
Wait.
Only Gears
you're
1.
just-
Only
really,
Gears 1
was
was
it?
on PC.
What was it on? Steam?
No.
No, it was Microsoft
for
Windows.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough.
What?
So, okay, well,
Backtrack.
it's just a question, Foster, of how talented are our developers and are they willing to
They're
go out of
still
the
just as
game?
talented as ever.
Yeah, but at the same time, capitalism, baby. Anyway, new topic. We've been going on.
Capitalism exists in 2006. How come it's different now? There's no
Look,
reason.
Foster, you're asking for a game that takes time, a shit ton of money, and
They did it in 2006. It's
chill out, Foster. Holy
2014.
fuck.
We've
Look,
been waiting for
you're
these
asking
new
for a
consoles
game
for years. They come
that
out
is
and then there's
very,
nothing.
Very, very difficult to make and be successful all around.
Then how come
But-
we had 4 in 2006?
Because of Gears of War being exclusive. Look,
Gears of War.
you want to know the
Rise
motive
of
behind
Saints
Gears of
Row,
War?
Elder
You want to
Scrolls
know the motive behind Gears of War? It was going to be the launching pad to the 360 success.
They're launching
That's why.
for the Xbox One.
New topic. Going on.
There's no launching
Going on.
pad.
This is
There's
what-
no launching pad. It's not there. There's no launch.
Foster, we're leaving. We're leaving without you. Jump on the ship to the next topic, otherwise you're gonna get left behind. All right, new topic. So, what's in the what's next, guys? What would you care to jump to? we were talking about that for over 20 minutes.
The Olympics.
Oh man.
I think Foster, are you the only one that's been watching it?
Yeah.
Uh,
I want
Alright.
to because some crazy stuff happened the past few days.
go on.
All right, so.
Oh, I didn't know some snowboarder won like a little bitch. I did hear about that, and it was hilarious. I mean, that was the funniest scream you'll ever hear.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, wow, let's mock this guy that just proved that he's a champion.
I was screaming like he's a champion of screaming like a little bitch.
The highlight of the Winter Games is hockey. I know that there's a lot of great...
The highlight of your life is hockey.
Well, there's a lot of great sports in the Winter Olympics, but nothing attracts attention like hockey in the Olympics. And we had a great game a couple nights ago between our two countries in women's hockey. In women's hockey, which typically isn't it isn't as captivating as men's hockey, maybe unfairly so. But the fact is, I watched both the USA versus Canada games for men and women, which were both elimination games. The women's was the finals, the men's was semifinals. I had a lot more fun watching the women's hockey game. And granted, it was a 2-0 comeback by Team Canada to win in overtime. But Team Canada won in the men's hockey too. And I don't know, it was a good game. It was a great game. But that women's hockey is taking leaps and bounds right now. And I'm pretty proud to see that, because a couple Olympics ago they were talking about removing it entirely because they didn't feel that other countries allowed their women to play sports professionally the way that Canada and the US does. And now it's proving to be an exciting sport, and it's an event that is now maybe on par with men's hockey. And because Canada beat the US in both men's and women's, my apologies, but you guys have to keep Justin Bieber in your country.
Yep,
I'll just peel him.
What's with you and peel? Can you tell me what's going on with you and peeling people, Silent? The past week has been peeling things and people, and you want to peel dogs? You said you were going to peel me?
Yeah, because I hate dogs.
Man,
No.
there's a lot of peeling going on, and it's creepy. That's a really creepy thing to say about someone, and you creep me out before, Silent, but this is like another level. I'm picturing you peeling people. I don't want to picture you peeling people.
How about flambeing?
You know what? I like Foster's. I like Silent's idea here. He wants to be able to finish what he started. Am I right?
What?
I think I'm right.
What?
So, Silent,
Yes.
what is your favorite animal?
My favorite animal?
Yes.
Dinosaur.
Yeah. It's the Utah Raptor.
Ooh. Mine is the Ego Raptor. Rar.
Eh.
Flex. Rar. Flex. Yeah. Anyway,
I like the North American beaver.
I remember, oh shit. Okay, you guys can't hear that, right?
Animal. What?
Okay, good, never mind. Alright, so what were we just talking about, Foster?
Olympics.
Okay, I want to bring up
Great
this
events at the
question.
Olympics this year. I had a lot of fun watching.
Have sports, like, gotten, not worse, but have they gotten, like, less captivating?
I think a lot of sports have, but I think other sports have taken their place. Because
Yeah. No, I mean, like, in general, like, Silent, were you watching the Super Bowl this past?
Nope.
No? Alright.
I don't watch any
I will
sports.
say
No, it
this-
was shit.
They're all boring to me.
I will say hockey has now a broader audience than it's ever had.
Yeah, and that's great, but it's not really the audience or the people watching that want it to be worse or better. It's really regulations, like NFL, basketball. I don't know about NHL in either countries, but with the NFL, it used to be amazing to see two teams of the top tier going at it. It used to be amazing,
I will say
especially
that
whenever
I've
it was
seen
snowing or
baseball
raining.
fall.
It was absolutely amazing because you didn't know who was going to win, and it was an extremely good game.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's you can't keep your players long enough to really train them and make them tanks, really, and that's
Maybe,
unfortunate.
I don't know. Again, hockey is ingrained in Canada's culture, and from what I've seen, since the lockout in 2004, that almost killed the sport, they've had an epic rebound where players are playing on their team, they're not being traded, and they're getting all the respect and they're getting the passion of the fans. They're becoming legends in their cities, and there's rivalries that have been brewing for years that are just getting better and better. And again, I'm a huge hockey fan, but for me, I feel like hockey has gotten better since then and not worse. I feel like the past 10 years, hockey has been at an all-time high, and it's just been building and building. And even though my team isn't doing too well this year, I'm still glued to my TV screen every single game because the parity in the NHL is so tight. Every team is just about as good as every other team, and the difference between first place in the playoffs and a team that misses the playoffs is so small that it's crazy. There's a lot of different reasons to watch now, and that's exciting. So no is my answer.
I just see what I just don't agree with that. It's just as good as it was before.
Well, are you talking about sports in general or hockey?
I think in general, really. I mean, I'm not familiar with hockey as much as I would like to be.
Again, hockey is ingrained in Canadian culture, and
yeah.
Americans don't really
football
have
is
that
ingrained in
one.
our culture, and with
Well,
football,
you don't have that one game.
it's gotten boring, really. I mean, there are going to be good
football,
games.
though,
There
or is it
always will be
baseball?
good games, but at the same time, it's not going to be as amazing and great as they once were.
Yeah.
And I sound like an old, grouch over here, but whenever you look at old games or old epic moments, really, those are amazing. Those are absolutely amazing.
What I think really the sport that's taken the biggest nosedive is baseball, because you had that lockout in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
And then you have all the steroid issues, and you have all these scandals going on, and I feel like the sport's been beaten down over and over.
It sounds like you're explaining cycling. Oh man, I'm sorry. Go on.
There was a lockout in cycling.
I don't know about that, but definitely there are a lot of doping and steroid
I didn't realize that
issues.
cycling was one of the big sports that people are watching.
Yeah, neither did I. It's actually one of the most dangerous sports for adolescents, like number one.
Huh.
And football's right behind it, but like a 60,000 injury difference a year. So yeah,
that's crazy.
And those are head injuries too. So not to count like all around. Anyway, do you guys want to talk about like sports right now? Because I think that'd be a good
Silent would ever be up for that unless it was blood sport.
I can play sports. I don't watch them.
Well, not watch them
sport?
exactly. I don't know. It's up to you guys. Whatever.
Well, I mean, Olympics are on right now. That's very exciting. I seem to be the only person watching right now. So I'm not sure exactly if we can hold up a conversation in that regard, but we could give an update on Twitch Plays Pokemon.
You know what? Let's do that.
It's chaos.
That's been taken. Twitch Plays Pokemon has like 100,000 people constantly watching. When we first talked about it, it had, what, like 10,000 around that?
Mm-hmm.
And I started watching when it had a couple hundred, and I feel like they've been able to regulate this pretty well. I think
I disagree.
I've had a conversation with them, the guy that created Twitch Plays Pokemon.
Go on.
And he's a really nice guy. He was. I just want to know if I could make a video on it, which I will. Might be up with this podcast. I'm not sure yet. And I just asked him, would it be cool if I make a video on this? He said, yeah, totally. What would you be interested in doing? I explained to him what it was, and he got back to me and said, yeah, that's totally fine. Let me know because I'd love to see that. So, good guy. Twitch Plays Pokemon.
Yeah, definitely. This isn't hating on him, but or the stream or the idea, because it's brilliant. Good for him.
Absolutely, and he's making.
In fact, I admire him in a way. Now. The way the entrepreneurship he's demonstrated is absolutely brilliant. But what I will say is, it hasn't been a flawless week for Twitch. It really hasn't.
I also hate the amount of backstory that's going with this now. I don't like seeing everywhere praise the Helix fossil. I feel like that's a joke that should remain on Twitch. Well, they keep going to their inventory by accident and the Helix fossils thing, and I mean, not that I'm a non-believer in the Helix fossil. I'm just saying, don't prosecute me here, but maybe just keep that on Twitch and not post it a million times on Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, my YouTube channel. Now everyone's
okay. You heard him. Post it on his YouTube channel.
Yep, do all of that.
God dang it!
But look, it hasn't been a flawless week. Because the chat, have you guys seen a League of Legends stream? It's really big all the time.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah. The thing is, though, the difference is it's not... Like, you think with 100,000 people watching, every single one of them would have an account. Not true. Probably 5% of them have an account. Most of them are following. Most of them are just watching because they want to watch. They're not there to socialize. And so you're not getting... start, up.
You're
not getting any of that in the chat.
It's B down, democracy, anarchy,
no.
anarchy.
Here at Fawn Street, whatever. You're not getting that anymore because there's no point in that. They're not controlling a character like how it is in Twitch Plays Pokemon. Yeah. It's just say something, wait a little bit, watch, and then say it again.
Yeah.
Exactly. The chat's been broken. What that's caused is, and sure, you can bitch about it, like, oh no, my chat's broken. Now I can't see what Jerry said. Oh no.
Fuck Jerry.
Yeah, fuck him. Did you see people shouting about the Helix fossil in chat right now?
Since the chat's been broken, that's affected Twitch, the infrastructure, of course, and the income. And it's affected the people behind Twitch, the people that are Twitch streamers and that make money off of it. If you don't have an active moderator wall, I know one guy that's pretty awesome. He has a mod wall. It's fucking awesome. And everyone in the chat is a mod. It's awesome. Huh. Then you're going to have pretty good control over when a commercial comes on and when it doesn't, or when an advertisement. Sorry. Yeah. With Nightbot, though, you don't have to worry about that. Every 15 minutes and only one advertisement comes on. Actually, no, it's a shit ton. Every 15 minutes and advertisements come on, and then it'll switch it off for you. But that's not just a qualifier. It's 15 minutes.
Could save you 15% or more on your car insurance by switching to Geico.
But it's also at the minimum 20 lines of chat, so that way, people aren't just AFKing and getting cash from it.
Well, the thing I don't like is memes. I just want to bring that. I don't like memes, and this has spawned way too many memes.
I don't mind memes, but this is actually
so you hate
people
yourself.
That get income from this.
Listen, I didn't choose to be a meme, okay? They took my face and they put it on a Pokemon, and all of a sudden I was a meme. I didn't choose to
Foster, this is actually about people that make an income, though, not about your Pokemon life. So
Silent made fun of the fact that I'm a meme.
So the thing, though, is chat's broken, Nightbot's broken, your income isn't coming. That's the problem that's been happening. And, like I said, this isn't dogging on him. It's an amazing thing to see. It's more of a social experiment now, But,
well, it's something that's put Twitch on the map, I think. I think that Twitch as a company has a more recognizable brand now. I mean, if you look,
I disagree.
No, listen.
League of Legends and Dota have made a name
League
for
of
them
Legends,
already.
but that's all gamers. I saw
Okay.
Twitch Plays Pokemon being reported by CNN by an audience that isn't there for gamers, and it's
Right.
introducing people to Twitch, and it's making the brand more recognizable on a broader scale that isn't just with gamers anymore.
You're
and
right,
I think that because of that, they're benefiting by having that broader appeal.
You know what? You're absolutely right. Because I remember seeing it in the media, but
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be as big as CNN. So, well done. Now, I will say, though, that Twitch right now, they were celebrating someone finally breaking their infrastructure to that extent, where not only was it affecting this guy's channel, everyone else's channel was being affected. Their chat, their income, that was being affected. And it's a great thing to see that. Whenever you're finally beating your limit and you have to upgrade and upgrade and upgrade to make sure that your website is going to keep going where it's going.
Do you know how much Twitch makes off of
no idea.
advertisements on here?
No idea. But what I will say is that they need to actually fix this, because at this point it's not a thing of, oh, look, hey, someone finally broke our infrastructure, let's celebrate. It's, oh, shit, someone finally broke our infrastructure, let's upgrade, because later this year or the next year, it's going to be like this all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and it's not just going to be League of Legends or Twitch Plays whatever that's going to be this popular. It's going to be a lot of streams that have minimum 50 viewers. It's going to be saturated. And hopefully with
this is
with
definitely a moment for Twitch to evolve a little bit. This is their moment that they've got to take, and this will define their.
My God, Foster!
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you did that on purpose, but you just.
Yeah.
Well done.
I mean,
well fucking done.
I mean, they were a Charmander, and now they're a Charmeleon. They have to decide if they're going to be a Charizard or if they're going to let their Pokemon go.
Or they're going to throw it away.
Yeah.
Well done, Foster.
That was a sad moment. I may have accidentally contributed to that because I wanted to go to the PC, and I don't know if I helped them throw their Pokemon away.
Feel shame, Foster.
I do.
Shame.
But yeah, it's been captivating.
At least it wasn't our Golden Souls. It was Gold and Silver. They throw out for Gladiator. Man, I can only imagine the deep depression.
There would be videos of me crying right now. But either way, it's really cool to be at this sort of pivotal moment and to be a part of this, because everyone that's contributing is a part of this moment. It's not like when YouTube started to take off and it was a few people that really was contributing to the success of it. This is everyone. This is everyone coming together to play a game that was pivotal in everyone's childhood, or most people's childhood.
Yeah,
you'll be hard pressed to find someone that isn't intimately familiar with the ins and outs of this game.
Yeah, and not just is it a moment of, oh my God, this is they're about to evolve, and press A, but it's now. This is sort of a turning point for Twitch. Not only are they going to be upgrading the infrastructure, they're also going to be, this is now an outlook on later this year, or the beginning of next year, or this time next year, whatever.
Now they can get bought by Google, or they can continue to be awesome.
Yeah, as long as Twitch
no knock on Google,
this,
but they're
as long
not
as they're
awesome as they once were.
As long as they're this content friendly, there's no one that can stop them.
Yeah.
So. New topic, guys?
Yeah, let's go with the new topic. We're on the roll here.
I go on. All right, so Silent.
Yes.
While Foster was trying to fix his monitor, me and Silent quickly discussed this, and it was more like, I don't believe you, and Silent had sort of credible sources. Foster, would you agree that all animated cartoons are anime?
I already had this conversation with Silent, too.
Silent, do you preach this to everyone or something, or what?
He came to me and he's like, Foster, I just had to change my opinion on something. And for me, it's like, whoa, what was it? And Silent, would you like to take
it wasn't religion.
No, I'll never change my opinion on that.
But Silent, let's have this conversation.
Okay.
Okay, so you say that all animated cartoons are anime, right?
Yeah, because that's what the Japanese say.
Right, and this is coming from the creators of anime, right?
It's just coming from the Japanese.
Okay, so the people that are called. All right, and what my stance is that it's just cartoons. Like, there's two different things. There's cartoons and anime, but Silent says no. It's just one thing. I disagree with that.
It's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think what Grey is saying is in his culture, the word anime is for Japanese animation, and in Japanese culture, the word anime
because
is broader.
let me put this this way.
Yeah.
As an anime fan, I've had the whole dilemma of people going, "Oh, so you watch cartoons?" And I'm like, because face it, to people that have, that don't know what anime is, they're going to call it a cartoon.
Yeah.
And it is a cartoon.
Okay.
I mean,
it's the
right.
same word.
Well, do they
both
use
words
the
mean
word?
the exact same thing.
I've got a
It's
question
just
for
a
this.
cultural difference.
Yeah, it's just
In
an
Japan,
interpretation.
do they use the word cartoon to
No,
differentiate?
they use the word anime.
Okay. So they don't
So
even say.
They would call Family Guy an anime. They call Archer anime.
All right. So it's for whatever reason we decided to use both terms in North America. That's weird. So
because there's a different collision and interpretation of two different, or more than two, of course, of cultures. Really, you know what I mean?
yeah. Well,
I think
even if you say no, it's hard to define what is even with the idea that anime is a Japanese animation. It's still hard to define it because there's a lot of American shows that are stylized in very similar fashion. And then you have to figure out the line for anime and cartoon, if they aren't all the same, is so broad. It's hard to define. So I like it better this way, where everything's everything.
Yeah, see, I don't watch anime. I don't know about you, Foster. No.
I watch The Simpsons and I watch Archer.
No, I mean Japanese cartoons.
I watched Pokemon.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I watched Pokemon. I watched Dragon Ball Z, or I watched, but yeah. Okay, other than that though, I know Silent. You watch it, right?
I play a lot of JRPGs though.
Okay, yep, done, Foster, done. Whatever. Anyway.
Done.
Well, I mean, seriously though, JRPGs take a lot of inspiration from anime, or Japanese anime.
You're funny.
No, they do. They take a lot of inspiration from. There's a lot of themes that run in JRPGs that I didn't realize those were things that are very predominant in anime. Like, I didn't get the whole nosebleed thing. I played JRPGs and I'm like, why is he getting nosebleed? I don't understand what's happening.
You know what that means now, right?
I know what that means now, and that changes my outlook on what was happening.
Did you ever figure out the sweat drop? I know you've asked me about that.
Oh, no. What is that?
It generally means worry.
Worry.
Oh, okay. I know what you mean.
It means they're worrying.
It's like a reaction, right? Like this is a reaction whenever the two characters or more are talking, and then they have a teardrop or like a pound, like a little hashtag almost.
The hashtag is anger.
Yeah.
I always
I remember this.
I always thought that that it was a tear because everyone cried easily in cartoons. I didn't understand what was going on. Okay,
yeah,
that makes
I know.
Sense, I guess.
I know the black kind of blush, not blush as in like makeup or reaction, but I know the black blush, I guess you can call it, is anxiety, right?
Anxiety. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Like where you can't see like their eyes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, there's two forms of that. It's not just that could either be. It depends on the thing. Because when they have like a cast shadow over their eyes and they can't see their eyes.
Yeah.
That could either mean anxiety or they're getting pissed. It's usually a transition. That usually is what that is.
What is the nosebleed one? Because I never saw that.
Perverted thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of anime and JRPGs have themes in common like that.
Yeah. I mean, I really to be honest, I don't watch it, but I have nothing against it. Just how I don't have anything against
hockey.
Fine. Hockey. Thank you.
There you go.
Maybe I'll watch it. I don't know.
Oh man, is there an anime about hockey? I think I talked about it. Is there?
Canadian anime? Holy fuck! You don't want to watch that.
What?
But there have been a lot of weird sports animes coming out as of like a year or so ago. I mean, they have an anime about competitive swimming.
Oh shit! All right, I'll stick to Bleach.
Don't watch Bleach.
Okay.
You're gonna drink bleach?
Yeah, drinking bleach is a preferable alternative to watching bleach.
Okay. Good to know.
Silent. Damn. I like this. You need to be like a part of an endorsement campaign of new animes. So, you want to drink bleach? Go watch bleach. Don't drink it. That's worse. And then
What?
you can go on.
No,
Or you
drinking
can come
bleach
watch
is
something
better than
actually
watching
good.
bleach.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of awesome things. Anyway, so
Whew. Man, we should probably end off on final topic.
okay,
Okay.
you guys' choice.
Well, man, we could go with a few different things. Again, I don't want to go back to the Olympics or Titanfall. Why don't we go with something personal? What are you guys up to lately?
Okay, Silent. Did you care to go first? Or
Oh, wait, hold on. You said you wanted to bring up my mod showcase.
Oh no, that was some part of the anime thing. We're good.
Oh.
Yeah, he thought I was responsible for that.
Yeah, I'm like I messaged like I'll even look at the chat here. I messaged him earlier saying, so Silent, Foster is using an anime character model for a showcase. What the fuck did you do? Did you have something to do with this? And he said no, actually. So
should I explain what that was now that we brought it up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Basically, the mod showcase was a custom Steve mod, which allowed you to change the Steve player model into different files of different models that you can use. And the models that the mod came with was 2 anime characters, which
they're not anime characters.
They're not. It came with 2 Japanese characters.
They're anime models, but they're not. They're not anime characters. They're singers. They're Vocaloids.
Oh. Okay, thank you. So that's what they were, and I tried to download Mega Man and Link for the mod showcase, but I was having issues with the download, and there was all kinds of stuff going on, so I just decided to go with the default, to which I got a few comments from people wondering what the hell happened when I mentioned very clearly in the video that those were the default.
I didn't hear that part. I got really concerned.
But you guys should check it out. I believe halfway through there is what is known in anime as an upskirt.
No, in anime it's called a panty shot. The Western audience is called an upskirt.
Yeah, well, anyway, it happened in the video, and it shocked me a little bit.
Just if there's an anime model or something, it's going to have panties.
I didn't expect it though. I'm like, okay, now I'm cutting down a tree, and
it happens at 20 seconds in.
Does it? No, it's
actually no.
That's when the model showed. It's like a minute in that it happened. But I was just cutting down a tree. I didn't expect it, and all of a sudden, boom! There it was. But
you could have put panty shot. Did you put panty shot in the tags for it?
For half a second.
We got tons of views for that.
For half a second, what pops up is hashtag Minecraft panties.
Yep, 146 in.
You could have just like Asumi Miku's panties, and you would have gotten millions of views.
Time to put that into the tags.
Yeah.
What's the name? We're cutting this out, right? No one's gonna know how
Asumi Miku
and how cheaty this is to put this in my tags. Nah, it's not cheaty, right? Because it's actually in the video.
It is in the video.
And there we go. Oh man, my A key's broken. God dang it. So instead it's panty shot.
Okay. Alright.
It's very long.
Yeah.
You might have to go back into the video and put slow-mo zoom in on it.
Okay. Well, it's a really weird, like, I don't like to, I probably wouldn't have done that if I knew that was going to happen. I'm not sure what is going to happen, but I didn't
told you that happened.
Yeah. So, that wouldn't have happened if I downloaded a Link model, I hope.
Oh no, Link would have had panties.
Metal Gear Solid 1.
Snake would have had panties.
Whole new meaning to Naked Snake.
He has ballistic panties on.
Yep.
Come on, you know those.
They have explosive hinges to come off.
Oh, man.
He is so fucking ready.
Oh, man, this is a weird podcast. I like it. Started out with the Edgar Allan Poe homage, and it ended with, what's her name?
Sumi Miku.
Yeah.
You did the damn mod showcase.
I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't want to be like, I don't want to say something weird like Hatsune Miku.
Racist.
Oh man, that silence right there was golden.
All right, so you guys ready to end off the podcast or one more topic?
Yeah, I think unless you guys have something that you've been doing that you want to bring up, I think we should end it.
I'm good.
All right, Silent. Oh, wait, hold on. Silent, you didn't explain why you peel people now.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Why not?
Why not?
And I think that's how we're going to end. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Until next time, this is Foster the Canadian. You guys you guys have to say your names, and then...
Bitch.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bitch.